Okay. Here I am again with some more coronavirus logic for you no maskers out there. Okay, one of your reasons for not wearing your mask is because they can't get the numbers right. They just can't get it right. Another one of your reasons for not wearing the mask, they couldn't get it right on whether you should wear a mask or shouldn't wear a mask in the beginning. I mean, they barely knew what was going on with the virus. And your last reason for not wearing the mask is your constitutional rights. Okay, fine. Okay, so you live in a forest and there's 50 plots in that forest. Okay? Now, the guy over there, you can't see anything, you can't smell anything, you don't know what's going on. The guy over there is telling you there's only 3 trees on fire. Okay? The guy over here is telling you there's only 10 trees on fire, but if we dig ditches around trees of 50 lots of 50 trees each, we can stop the fire. The guy over here says there's 20 trees on fire and the ditches aren't gonna work. The ditches aren't gonna work, okay? The fireman is telling you there's 100 trees on fire, and after some studies done, at first we thought the ditches weren't going to work, but after we've studied it for a while, we've realized, yes, the ditches will work. Okay? Now you've got a magical forest. The trees talk. Now, some of the trees that are out on the outer edge, that are the most vulnerable, are saying, please, please, dig us a ditch, dig us a ditch, give us a ditch, save us, save us, save us. But the trees in the middle who will be protected are saying, oh no, don't dig that ditch, don't dig that ditch, that's a violation of our constitutional rights. Our roots have the right to be able to spread wherever we want it. Now you got to dig this ditch 6 feet wide, 3 feet deep, and fill it with cement. Okay? So, now what are you going to do? You don't know how many trees are on fire. You have no clue. You know there's a fire out there. You can't smell it. You can't see it. But you know it's out there. And you've been told. One person said digging a ditch won't work. Another person, the fireman, tells you, yeah, at first we didn't think the ditches would work, but after a little bit of study with this 100 trees that have been on fire, we realized that the ditches are going to work. You need to dig the ditches. But they still don't know really how many numbers. They haven't gone to all the plots, so they don't know if there's more trees or if there's less trees or what there is, okay? So are you going to dig that ditch around your 50 trees to protect your 50 trees, knowing that fire is out there? And at some point in time, it will get to your trees. Or are you going to do like some of the trees want you to and obey their constitutional right and allow them to endanger all the rest of your trees? Now, let's say you decide you're going to dig your ditches around your 50 trees. Now, you only have 50 trees that you have to do this around. Dig it around 50 trees. There's other people in your area that has 50 trees that they have to dig around. And in the next plot, there's people there. Now, say you dig the ditches around your 50 trees, But the guy over here doesn't do it around his. And the guy over there doesn't do it around his. That guy over there, he's with you. He's got his ditch almost completely done. Okay? He had it done before you did. The guy back here, well, he's still deciding. He'll dig a little and then not dig a little. Dig a little and then not dig a little. Now the fire comes along and you've got your ditch dig. It's all dug up. See, this guy over here, his wasn't dug good enough. So the fire hit his trees and they started burning. And his trees started screaming, "Oh no, we're dying, dying." And you're watching it happen. And with every person that refused to dig a ditch, the fire got closer and closer and closer to you. And as the fire spread, it jumped over people's ditches and started protected trees on fire. They were easier to put out, but you lost 25 of your trees. You people who are refusing to wear the mask, you're the ones that aren't digging them ditches. Those of us out there wearing the mask, we have dug our ditches. And we're just hoping you get on board. Because we know, we've seen, that if you didn't, even those of us who did dig our ditches are going to lose some. You're going to lose all. But we're going to lose some too. So does it really matter whether there's 3 cases of COVID out there or 50 cases? Does it matter if there's 1,000 cases or 100,000? There is no virus for this, or no vaccine for this virus. So you don't have a water hose. You can't wet down all your trees to make sure that they don't catch on fire. The only thing you can do is dig your ditch and hope beyond hope, that everybody else around you digs their ditch too. Or you can complain about your constitutional rights. Get yourself, your trees on fire, and then set somebody else's trees on fire. Because that's exactly what you're doing. When the forest is on fire, it doesn't matter how many trees are on fire. Especially if you don't have any water or fire retardant. The only thing that matters is that there's some trees on fire. It doesn't matter if you can see or smell that fire. The only thing that matters is there's some trees on fire. And sooner or later, that fire is going to get to you. If everybody doesn't do what's needed to protect their trees. Now, your trees are your community, your family. If you're not doing what you need to protect your family, you're going to be that tree that's on fire, that's going to jump that ditch that was dug so carefully by family members of yours that choose to wear a mask. And you're going to be the one to light their tree on fire. Do you really want to do that? Because once you light their tree on fire, there's no coming back. And there's a high potential that their tree is going to be burnt to the ground, stuck in a coffin, and buried. It doesn't matter how many numbers there are. It only matters it's here. It doesn't matter that in the beginning, while they were studying the virus, they got some things wrong. It matters they've got it right now. If you listen to all the scientists, all the doctors that are involved with this, every one of them, especially the doctors in the hot spots, tell you, wear your mask, social distance. Why? Because they are having first-hand dealings with this. And they know how much the masks they wear have been protecting them. And they know how many of their colleagues have died from this, even though they wore their masks. And how many colleagues have gotten infected and suffered from this, even though they wore their mask. So you need to decide. And this crap about you can't breathe in your mask, that's already been disproven. This crap about your constitutional right, yes, I will agree with you. You do have a constitutional right to not wear a mask. But if you make that choice to have that constitutional right, then you need to stay at least 10 feet away from anybody else who chooses to wear a mask. That's all there is to it. You need to choose that you cannot go into public places where masks are required. If some idiot business out there doesn't want to require a mask for their business and they let you come in, that's their hazard, not mine. And it's not the hazard of the businesses that require you to wear a mask. Okay? For every action, there is an equal and opposite action. For every decision, there is a consequence. Whether the consequence is good or bad, there is a consequence. You choosing not to wear a mask, the consequence is you need to stay away from others who want to stay safe. Because you do not, absolutely do not have the right to infect somebody else or potentially infect somebody else with a deadly virus. They have a constitutional right that overrides your constitutional right to be safe. And you're refusing them their constitutional right. Stay home. You don't want to wear your mask? Fine, stay home. Shop online. Stay away from people who do wear their mask. Don't be the person that's going to create trouble. Don't be the person that's going to kill people by giving them a virus. Now, the other fact is you don't have to have a fever, a cough, a sneeze, or anything to be able to spread this virus. In the study within the last couple months, they have found that the people who spread this virus most are those that have the virus but are not showing any symptoms. They are also the people who have the virus, and just before they show the symptoms, they are the most contagious. This is not a normal virus. It's not like the flu. When you get the flu, when you start to show the symptoms, then you spread it. No. This one is you get the virus before you show the symptoms, you spread it. How is it you spread it? You spread it mainly through breathing and talking. Breathing. Right there, see? It spreads even worse through yelling, screaming, coughing, and sneezing. In just normal breathing and talking, you can spread it. But it's even worse when you're yelling, singing, screaming, sneezing, and coughing. Those are the facts. Plain simple, right down to the bone facts. I know you hate the facts. They're stubborn things. But a fact is a fact. The only thing an alternative fact is a hiding from the truth or a lie. Period. Now you can either go with the facts of what they found. Because you got to remember, yes, they were flubbing and screwing up and flailing in the beginning. This is a new virus. They have never seen anything like it before. Okay? So they didn't know how it was going to react. If it was going to be like a normal virus and wait until people show symptoms before it starts spreading, or what it was going to do. If it was spread through droplets, if it was spread through contact, and it can be spread through contact, don't let your guard down there either. It's a little less likely to be spread through surface contact, but it is possible to be spread that way. Okay? So don't count it totally out. That's why you need to wash these things. Use that hand sanitizer. Get it with aloe vera so it don't dry your skin out. Whatever. Carry lotion with you as well. Whatever it takes. Okay? Everybody spits when they talk. You may not think you do, but sometimes if you notice when you're talking on a camera, you'll see a little sparkly things. They end up right there or somewhere on your lens. That's because while you were talking, you spit and you didn't see it. But it got on the camera and caused that little sparkly thing because of the way the light is refracting through it. Okay? It's not the same as the sparkly back there. It's right on the lens. So, and I've done it more than once myself, normally talking like I am now. Now, me sitting as far back as I am, and I am right now 2 feet away from my camera. And I'm talking like this. In me talking like this without a mask, 2 feet away from my camera, and I'm talking, and I can end up with little droplets ending up on my camera or on my computer screen like they are right now. Did you think maybe you might be doing it to people when you talk? Hmm? Normal talking. Those little letters like and they're going to cause spit. Just going to happen. Because it's wet in there. It's moist in there. There's saliva in there. There's lots of it in there. It's constantly being made in there. You know that? It's a miracle. Somehow it stays wet inside of that thing. Okay? So, I'm going to just say this much. You don't want to wear your mask. Fine. It's your choice, your constitutional right. But please, please do respect my constitutional right and others' constitutional rights and businesses' constitutional rights that override your constitutional right. And that's the right for us not to be exposed to a deadly virus. We have that right. And our constitutional right to feel safe from that virus. And you're going to say, it is not your job to make me feel safe. Well, it's not my job to coddle your need to catch a deadly virus. Because that's all you're showing us. You are wanting to catch that virus so bad, it's not even funny. And if you really do want to catch it that bad, my big suggestion is go hang out at some hospital where there are COVID patients. Sooner or later, you'll catch it if you keep on lifting your mask. And then we all can be happy that you got what you wanted. We're going to hope you don't die from it. But if we do, we're going to send you some balloons that say, "Way to go, Joe! Glad you got what you wanted. Congratulations." Because in you not wearing a mask, that's exactly what you're showing us you want. And your fake medical cards that say, "I can't wear a mask." That's bullshit. Because if a doctor told a patient they could not wear a mask, the doctor would fit that patient with a cannula with oxygen that feeds in so that that patient can wear a mask without having problems with breathing. Simply to keep their patient safe from COVID. So don't give us your bullshit. It's childish, immature, and childish. Just like your behavior of walking up to people and spitting in their face and screaming about your constitutional rights and throwing a tantrum fit because you can't go into a store that won't allow you in without a mask. You are a 2-year-old child. Now, what would you do if your own child acted like that with you? Because that's exactly how you're acting. Grow up. Thinks it's of something more than yourself. And do what's right. Because the world does not evolve around you. And nobody in this world owes you shit. Anything you get in this world and you didn't work for, then be blessed. Because the rest of us out here, we have to fight to survive. We know what it means. And we know what it means to care about others. We're just very sorry that you do not. And don't give me this fake stuff, but I donate to worthy causes. Honey, you know that's only for your own bragging rights. That has nothing to do with care and concern for any animal cause, any human cause, or any other cause you donate to. It's just to make you feel good, and have bragging rights. That's all it is, honey. And we know it. And how do we know it? Because of your actions. It's easy for you to throw that money out. And those places are grateful for it. They're very grateful for it. If you want to throw that money out there and you've got that money to throw out there, they're grateful to take it. They need it. That's easy for you to do. It might even be easy for you to go out there and maybe during Christmas time, volunteer at a homeless shelter food kitchen. That's easy for you to do. So long as it doesn't interfere with what you want. Okay? Then you wouldn't do it. And you know you wouldn't. You know damn well if on the night they had the soup kitchen going for Christmas for the homeless people, that if your favorite freaking football team was playing the World Series, you would skip that homeless shelter kitchen in a heartbeat and be sitting in them bleachers cheering on your team. You know it. Because what you want is more important than what somebody else needs. And it doesn't matter if what you want can get you killed and anybody else killed. The only thing you care about is what you want. You do your little charity things so that you can look like you're not selfish. But you are. You are very selfish. If you can't think of somebody else's health and well-being, you are very selfish. And don't come at me with this, I'm a Christian and give to my church every day. I know plenty of Christians that are headed for hell over heaven. Plenty of them. And they're not gay. They're the ones that go out there and cherry pick the Bible for what suits them and uses it to harm others. That is not a Christian. Christian loves their neighbor as they love themselves, loves their neighbor as God loves them. A Christian does not use the Bible as a excuse to harm others. It is not up to you to make judgments. It's up to God. And as far as I'm concerned, that Bible is a history book. Everything God wrote for you that you need to know, everything He's wrote for you was wrote in nature, in what He has created. And God creates little boys and little girls who have both male and female parts. Now, if you're going to say it is a sin for a man to get a sex change to become a woman, then it's also a sin to take that child who was born with both male and female sex organs and change that child into either a male or a female. Because God created that child to have both sex organs. So it is a sin. And it is a sin to get plastic surgery and fake boobs and butt tucks and penis enlargements. All of that's a sin. All of it. Because you're changing yourself from what God intended. So don't give me your hypocritical bullcrap. And don't give me your hypocritical bullcrap with your mask either. If you're going to be a Christian and show you care about others and do what's right. If you're going to help others, then help others by putting that damn mask on and showing them you care. You care enough to keep them safe. If you can't do that, then you're neither a Christian nor do you care.